cloud computing. Before we start that, I want to show you something where how it evolved. Okay, so that will give you an understanding, like where cloud computing is coming from. Okay,
Okay.
so if you
Okay.
look into this one, right, you can see my slide, right?
Yes, Uncle.
So here, it tells you about, like, about the mainframe technology. So when initially it started with the mainframes, okay,
Oh.
we have a terminal and terminal access. Okay, the users used to have a terminal access, but all the servers
Mhm.
were sitting in the back end. Okay, and
Mhm.
then after that the distributed servers came in, multiple distributed servers, and we had a desktop applications. And later on, it evolved to the large individual servers. Okay,
Mhm.
large individual servers. So each one is have a client server and then directly connected to the server. And then next step it went to multiple distributor servers. So there we have a multiple distributor server, and people used to connect it to the internet web hosting. And
Mhm.
then after that, then that is where web technology started, evolution started. And then it went to
Mhm.
high density server farms. So they used to, again, each company used to have their own server farm, lot of servers in one particular place, and then they had so this is called the server farms. And then applications used to connect to that one. Then
Okay.
once all the technology developed to like virtualization and all virtualization developed, then there's a concept called the cloud enabled application came in. Okay.
Mhm.
So there again, these are users can access through cloud, through internet. So that is one of the main this one we had. Um, so when we try to understand, so we have different service models. Like we have in the cloud side, we have like infrastructure as a service, right? We have
Mhm.
infrastructure as a service, and we have platform as a service, and software as a service. So
Yeah.
infrastructure as a service means which provides the infrastructure, like AWS is one good example. Amazon Web Services, which gives an infrastructure as a service.
Mhm.
And if you come to software as a service, so software as a service means they just use the software. You can't do any customizations. Like our Gmail application is a software as a service. One of the good example is Gmail as a Gmail application.
Okay.
And also a lot of accounting softwares are there, okay, where we provide the cloud services to you. So you can't do any customizations. Only data, you can enter the data from the screens what they've provided, okay, and then any enhancements they do for their software, okay, that only you will see. But you yourself can't do any customization. That is what we say it as software as a service.
Okay.
Okay. And the next one is a platform as a service. So platform as a service is interesting. So here in our Salesforce application, it is a platform as a service application. So what they do is they provide you posts.com platform. So that's why you listen like posts.com. So posts.com is a platform. You use that posts.com platform and you're going to develop your applications using the posts.com platform. Okay. So,
Okay.
and also they provide like they already provide like modules like service cloud module. They provide sales cloud module. So they have a inbuilt they already built an application on that using the same force.com platform, which is ready to use. So users can subscribe to force.com, salesforce.com, and they can use that application. And they can build application using force.com platform.
Mhm.
So coming to, we have like there is a different kinds of clouds. Like we say public cloud, we say private, and we have hybrid. So
Okay.
cloud means it is on internet, right? So some companies they I mean they are not comfortable to run their software on the external servers. So that's why they want to have their own servers, and they have their own cloud mechanism. So that's why they call it as private, where
Mhm.
on premise we install the software for them. So then it is called as a private solution, private cloud. Okay.
Okay.
Salesforce provides a public one, but there are some certain applications which will provide private services. Maybe like cast iron, they provide on premise. and Jira they provide on-premise. So there are a couple of applications which we'll go through. So those are all private ones. Hybrid means
Okay.
it itself tells like it has a combination of public and private. Okay.
Okay.
Some applications
Okay.
want to run private and some applications they want to run public. So the combination is called hybrid one.
Okay.
Okay. So next, coming to we had seen this evolution. So if you really look into this infrastructure as a service and platform as a service and software as a service, when we go back, so a little bit when we go back here is that shows like if it is a packaged software. So like
Okay.
we are running like Oracle applications, like maybe there's some SAP application or anything like that. So here you can see like everything we own, like network, storage, servers, virtualization, operating system, everything we own. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to the infrastructure as a service, so like they own virtualization, it is managed by vendor, like servers, storage, networking, they all do that, but we only do that these things: operating system, middleware, runtime, data, and applications.
Okay.
And if you take the platform as a service, they do all of this. Okay, only you do manage like applications and data. So that's why
Okay.
we are talking about the Salesforce is a platform as a service. So we are going
Platform
to
as a
use
service.
only applications and data, where we don't be worried about all this. Okay.
Okay.
So software as a service, as we talked about, like there is no everything is controlled by vendor only, right? As we
Mm-hmm.
said, like everything is controlled by vendor. So
Mm-hmm.
next, coming back to say this, here are the couple of examples with respect to this one. All these, what are the examples we have? Like Salesforce is Azure is a sales Microsoft one. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that is also provides a platform as a service. And the SaaS you can see like Google Docs, Gmail, and some couple of them. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so when let's go to the Salesforce.com. What is a Salesforce.com market share? Okay. So Salesforce.com market share, current market share is 18%. Like if you see others are all 50%, but Salesforce itself got 18%, and SAP got 12%, and Oracle
Mm-hmm.
got 9%, and Microsoft got 2%, and IBM
Uh,
2.8%.
I have one more doubt, Uncle.
Yeah,
Does it come under ERP softwares like Salesforce and anything?
yeah, they are all come under the ERP
Mm-hmm.
one. So Salesforce, this one, Salesforce, 50%. I mean, there are a lot of open source applications are there, so that's why they call the majority of small businesses users like free softwares, right? And then open source one, so they fall into 50%, which are maybe different kinds of use. But all the paid services we talk about, it major share is occupied by Salesforce system. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's the 18% market share is there. Okay.
Okay.
So, when we talk about Salesforce architecture, let's talk about the Salesforce architecture. Salesforce
Oh.
architecture, whenever they say Salesforce architecture, they say it is a multi-tenant architecture. Okay, so multi-tenant architecture, and also they will call it as meta-driven architecture. Okay, let's
Can you repeat it again, Uncle?
multi-tenant architecture. So it is called as a multi-tenant architecture. If you see here, it is called a multi-tenant architecture.
ప్రాబ్లం అంకుల్ అది మీ స్క్రీన్ కనిపించట్లేదు ఇక్కడ.
And you understand that? Okay.
యా వెయిటింగ్ టు వ్యూ స్క్రీన్ అని వస్తుంది.
Okay. Can you see it now?
యా ఇట్స్ ఓకే నౌ.
No. So the Salesforce architecture is a multi-tenant architecture. So multi-tenant architecture means um, it's a simple thing like if you have an apartment, right? We have an apartment and we rent a particular unit, right? So that is
రైట్.
called as a multi. You are hiring a single unit like that. Organizations are renting a certain space, okay, certain resources here. When we talk about multi-tenant, okay,
ఓకే.
so it is called as multi-tenant architecture, okay,
ఓకే.
and then they will call it as metadata driven. So what that metadata driven means, you you put all your application development, all your customizations into the database. Okay,
ఓకే.
into a metadata format. Suppose in case if you want to do the migration, right? If you want to do migration, all you do is you export that and you import into the into different organization if you want. So
Mm-hmm.
the way, um, one second.
Okay.
Suppose in case if you are doing some development, right? So today, the way multi-tenant so the metadata driven architecture works is you develop something, right? We have always there is a development and testing and production instances there, right?
Right.
We always do that. So suppose in case in this specific architecture, so when we want to refresh, okay, what we do normally in certain scenarios, we are going to refresh our data from production to test environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
so what that means is, suppose in case if you want to refresh from um, production to test environment, you don't have to install anything, okay? Which is all you
Okay.
import the data from production and you import the data into the test environment. Okay.
Okay.
Normally, in a real time scenarios, what happens is you have to reinstall your applications. You have to import the data. All those things you have to do if you want to refresh your test environment. But in this scenario, you are not going to refresh the application. You are going to extract the metadata and import that metadata into the test environment. So this is basically, Salesforce doesn't show you all that, but it itself internally it does that whenever you refresh that. So that's why it is called
Okay.
metadata driven. Okay.
Okay, uncle.
So on these layers, they have host.com layer and they have site.com and then Yoko. They have all these um, modules that they built, like Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and then we can build the custom applications, and users can build app exchange products. So this is all about the Salesforce architecture. And
Okay.
Salesforce is a two processes are there. We are calling as declarative and programmatic. Okay.
Okay.
So what is so one Salesforce follows like we call it as MVC, Model View Controller. Okay. So you
Okay.
know what is MVC, right? It's a Model View Controller.
You
So
controller.
model means whenever we are talking about data, so that is nothing but
Okay.
a data model. Okay. What data model we are following when we are talking about tables, um, columns, fields. This is all about data model. What is a data model? Okay, that is called a model. And then
Okay.
the view. Okay, how we are going to view things. Okay, that is how it's going to be visible to the users. Okay, how the
Okay.
user experience is going to be. This is all the view. That's what we call it as user interface. Okay,
Okay.
so and then controller. So whatever the business logic, if you want to control, suppose if I want to certain businesses are there, right? Every business is unique. Okay,
Okay.
right? If you look into the couple of businesses, right? If you take one example like take like laptop manufacturing, right? That is a different business. Selling the laptops is a different business, right? Manufacturing is one kind of business. Selling is one kind of business. Application development is one kind of business. So there are different kinds of businesses out there. So
Yes, uncle.
each business has its own rules. Not only that, internally, suppose if you take one company to another company, even though they are on the same field, they have different business rules are there. Okay.
Yes, uncle.
So one company will give only 1 year warranties, another company will give 2 years warranty. So those are all the business rules. Okay. So this is called
Okay.
business logic. So this is what we call it as controllers. Okay.
Okay.
So model view controller. So model is data model. View is what you see. The control is how you control the business processes. Okay.
Okay.
So this is what in Salesforce we have two things. In the how they defined is one is declarative way, the another one is programmatic way. So we
Okay.
don't whenever we are not doing any complex processes. Okay, whenever we are not doing any complex things, then we do declarative things. Okay. So
Okay.
declarative is nothing but a we say point and click. Okay. You click and then you do the changes. So
Yeah.
you don't have to do any major coding. Okay. It's like
Okay.
maybe for validation rules you may do a little bit of coding that just very 1%. You don't do
Like
anything
small,
more. So that is what we
like
call
small,
declarative.
like small scripts, uncle.
Hmm?
like inserting small scripts and using the
Not
pointer.
even small
Right.
scripts. I would say like very I know zero coding. I should say. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So only place where we add is in validation rules. That is also a simple click only. We are not going to do any conditions. You are not doing any while loops or any for loops. Not you are not doing anything. Only just if condition we use. Okay.
Okay.
So that is called the declarative part. When you come to the programmatic part, you do now in a programmatic part you do the extensive coding. So
Okay.
so whenever we want to do, suppose if you want to develop your custom pages, okay, your own look and feel pages, okay, then you have to do your own force.com pages. There you are going to use Visual Force. Okay,
Okay.
Salesforce provides a Visual Force, like if you know maybe like .NET and things like that.
Yes.
On the front page you develop data ASP or hash, then you are going to use like that similar way, like JSP, similar way, the Salesforce provides a visual force, okay, to do
Okay.
that development. And then controllers, okay. So then
Okay.
you have a page and you have a code where you have to call from the page from that specific page you may have to do certain calls to backend. Okay, you have to do some database operations and things like that. Then you are going to call that programs. Okay, so those are
Okay.
the Apex code, we call it as Apex classes and Apex triggers. All these, are the business logic where we want to return. And the third
Okay.
one is web services. Web services means suppose if you want to make a call to external system, okay. So or you want to pass the data, or you want to call the programs from the external system. This all comes under the mm, web services, okay. So this
Okay.
is the programmatic part. So what you have to do is you have to definitely you have to expert in both areas, declarative part and programmatic part, okay.
Okay.
Salesforce side. So then, I was talking about the metadata driven architecture. Okay. So this is like,
Yeah.
how we export and import the data. So
Okay.
what is, I mean, benefits of Salesforce. Okay. So if you want to understand the benefits of Salesforce, you pay every month. Okay. You're not going to pay as you go. Like, whenever you want to, you can subscribe for a year and then you pay accordingly. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Of course, whenever you want to stop, you can stop. Okay.
Like it's a subscription based on model.
Subscription based. Yes, that's correct. And then no need to upgrade your hardware or software. Okay, you don't have
Yeah,
to
it's
do any
cloud.
upgrade of software or you don't have to do anything. Okay,
It's cloud, right?
yeah, it's cloud. And the free software upgrades. Okay, Salesforce provides three software upgrades. It provides like winter, every winter, spring, and summer. They have three
Okay.
releases every year. Okay, so they are going to do the release to their application. Okay, to Salesforce, and
Okay.
it's a mobile enabling. Okay, you don't have to do anything to make it mobile changes. It's already enabled for mobile. Okay, it's easily accessible
Okay.
for mobile.
It's optimized for mobile, uncle.
Yeah, it's already optimized. It's readily available for mobile. Okay, all
Okay.
you have to do is you have to download their Salesforce One application. Then it is already available for you.
Okay.
Hmm? Okay, and then the
Okay.
mobile simulator. Suppose if you want to do doing some things, if you want to look into how it looks like in mobile, it's already there is a simulator which you can use. And then customize as you need. If you want to customize the application, right? You can, if you want to customize the application, you can, like as you before that slide we were talking about, right? How we can use Visual Force, how you can use Apex,
Apex.
how you can use web services. We can do all that customization, okay, using
Okay.
the Visual and Salesforce. And it's a powerful and flexible, right? We can integrate. It supports a SOAP API. It supports SOAP. It supports REST. It has all kinds of integrations you can do using Salesforce. So these are the
Okay.
important things about the cloud, and then how Salesforce benefits for us. Any questions you have?
Uh, Not so far, uncle.
Hmm?
It's clear now.
Okay.
It's clear.
Yeah. So okay. So if whenever you log into Salesforce, this is the screen you are going to see. Okay. So
Okay.
it depends upon, this is application. You can select, like you can select call center. Okay,
Okay.
you may see a lot of things here, because I made a lot of changes here. That's why you see. But when if you try to register yourself using developer.salesforce.com,
Mhm.
okay, then you may not be seeing all that. Um, okay, uh, so here, we talk about like call center, like service cloud. When we talk about sales, okay, we have sales module here. Uh, so once you you register for the developer version, you are going to see
Mhm.
this one. So I actually by Salesforce it comes as accounts, not a companies. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
it starts with an account. Okay, these we call it as tabs. Okay, these are called we call it as tabs. Okay,
Okay.
so each one like accounts, and you can see opportunities. Okay, you can see also if you go to call center.
Okay.
Okay, you are going to see companies, nothing but an accounts, and then contacts. Okay, and then cases and solutions. So we are going to talk about all this. Okay, but I'm just going to show you like a navigation part, how you can do navigation, and how we can do the customizations. Okay, so that you can understand how you do that.
Okay.
So if you want to go to the cases, right? Suppose you go to the contact. So go to the contact. This is called the tabs. As I said, this is called the tabs. And this is what the view, first view, how it looks like. Okay.
Okay.
Whenever you want, this is called a view. Suppose a view, we'll talk about the view. If you want to create a new contact, so go and click on new contact. Okay. And you can enter this, all the data, whatever you want, and you can click save. Okay. Once you
Okay.
once you say that the contact is created. Okay. So the simple way to suppose like say for example I created this contact. Okay. This is what I created the contact.
Okay.
Now if I go back, okay, and then see there is a all contacts, my contacts, and then this is suppose you go and say edit. Okay. So it's nothing but you can have a certain conditions where you can specify like first name contains. Okay. And then
It sorts out based on our criteria.
right on a filter. This is called a view. We will call it as a view. Okay.
Okay.
So I will rename this as um, my search contacts or something. Okay.
Okay.
So then only this the one which starts with Ragnesh you click. So it's a like it's a basically a view, and you have like where you want to go to a specific one where it starts, and then you can have there if you got all contacts, you can go to okay, like my contacts will be done. Okay. If you go to the next page, you can click on the next one. Okay. This is about a
Okay.
by default Salesforce provides this interface. Okay. You don't have to do anything. Okay. Um, so this is what when we said about declarative part. Okay. You don't have to do anything. It's already readily available for you. Now, you can go to suppose if you want to do any um, so if you where to do the customization. Suppose if you want to go and click on setup. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there you can this is called quick find. So this there are two. I mean you can do search here, okay, and you can do
Okay.
search here. So when you do
Okay.
search here, you are searching data. Okay, you are not searching the configurations. Okay,
Okay.
you are searching the data. When you do here, you are searching the configurations. Suppose if I
Okay.
want to do a, if you want to, I want to write a validation rule. Okay, I go and write a validation rule. If I click on validation, it will search for all the validation. So if I
Okay.
go and click a object, suppose if I want to create an object, okay, I create. You can see here, you can say it says objects.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So then this is what if I want to create an object is nothing but a table. Okay, if you want to create a table, you go here and you click on new custom object, and then you are going to create an object. Okay.
Okay.
So let's talk about the Salesforce. This is a simple thing about the Salesforce. This one.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Salesforce data model. Okay. Salesforce data model is first we have to understand what is an object, right? Mm,
Yeah.
so object is nothing but simple as I said, it is a table.
Label.
So whenever you want to store something, first of all, you should know which table you want to name it, right? You are going to store something, you want to name it something. Uh, so you name the table, you create the table first. After you create the table, then you are going to add fields to the table, right? Suppose if you are developing an application, like any job application you are creating, okay. So you want to create a first table is jobs. Normally you create a table jobs, and then in the jobs you are going to fill out the job description, right? You can have what company is requiring, what is the job description, what is the salary they are offering. All that will be in the jobs table at the field level, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And then we are talking about the relations. What is the relationships means we are talking about we're talking about lookup relationship. There are three kinds of relationships. Suppose you have a lookup relationship and a master detail relationship. Okay. And also,
Okay.
and also in Salesforce, we create many to many relationship. That is nothing but a junction object. So we are going to use a junction object to create that. Okay. What is a relation of what is a lookup and what is a master detail? Okay, we'll go and see that now. Um,
Okay.
so so before we go, first let's create an object. Okay, so that way you'll
Okay.
understand enough about what we are talking about. So I'm going to create a new object, new custom object. Okay, so I will call it as an application. So think that I'm creating a recruiting application. Okay, so now
Okay.
I'm going to create a job, and then I'm going to put as jobs, and
Okay.
then you can put whatever the name you want. So here, the unique name, okay, whatever you want to give. If you want to give the job's name as unique, you can do that. But I give auto number, okay. The,
Okay.
the reason I give auto number is because job name can't be unique, right? So that's why I give that,
Yeah.
and I put that name as job number, okay. And display format, I can say what format I want to display this PS, okay. I put 000. And then starting number is
Okay.
one. I can use starting number. Yes, I want to run a reports on this. Okay. I don't want to add any activities. I want to track field. Okay. Um,
Okay.
and so you can put in deployed, and then I can I can save this one. Okay.
Okay.
So now I created I created an object now. Okay, which is a job object. Okay.
Okay.
Now I have. By default, you can see there are certain standard fields already created. Okay. By default, Salesforce created. The job name has created. Okay.
Yeah.
Since it is saying name, I want to edit and I want to put that as job name. Okay. That's fine. That is an API name, so don't worry.
Okay.
So there is a field name, so nothing to worry. Yeah. So we have a job number and we have created by fields. These are the standard fields. Okay. You don't have to do it.
Okay.
These are the standard fields available. And now you want to create a custom field. Okay. So now I go and create a custom field. So whenever I want to create a custom field, first thing I want to see, I have this. There are three kinds which we can select. Okay. We will come about this relationship when we're talking about the relationship. These are the three one. And then here we are talking about different kinds of data types. Okay. What data type you want to select? Okay. So for now, I am going to put as text. Okay. So then
Okay.
I'm going to put next, and then I'm going to add job title. Okay, and then length is going to be 255 as specified. Okay, and then I'm going to say job title is always required. Okay, it doesn't. It's not a unique. We'll talk about external ID, but for now, so you can create a job title. You have a length of 255, and then field name as job title, and then I'm going to click next. This is about profiles and settings. We are going to talk about field level security, how we are going to create field level security, and all this when we talk about security. For now, we are going to add that to the job layout, and I am going to click save. Okay. So let's see
Okay.
what has happened to, and then now I'm going to create a tab. Okay, let me create a tab. So as I said, these are the tabs, right? We said these are the tabs. Now
Yeah.
let me create a tab here. So now I go and click on tab, and I'm going to click new. I'm going to select object name. To which object I want to create? I want to create for a job, right?
Oh,
And then I'm going to select the tab style. Okay, anything, it doesn't matter. So I can select
yeah.
anything and then click next. And then we'll talk about this, when how to default on and things like that. So we click next. Default which is on for everyone. And then here we are going to click save. Okay. Now if you go and if you click here, you can see the jobs here. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I can see this is a default layout. It has come. Now I say like Salesforce. Okay. Develop. Okay. And click save. Okay. Now if I go back to I go back to jobs. I click on jobs. So you can see that, right? Now I go
Yes.
all, and this is what, if I click on it, it is going to show me that.
Okay.
Okay. So you can also edit this. You see this job number, right? It doesn't make any sense to you. So in case if you want to go and edit, okay, you can move
Okay.
job number, and you can move job title, okay, and also create or created date, okay, and you can use created uh, created by, okay,
Okay.
and then you can show only visible only to me or visible to all the users. You can specify and then click yes. So this gives more meaningful now, right? It shows now, okay, what is this about, right?
Yeah.
It's a Salesforce like that. So this is what you customized. You created an object, you added a field, and you are able to edit a view, simple view, how you want to do that. Okay.
Okay.
So so this is what we talk about. Like what is an object we know now? What are the fields we know? Now we are talking about. Let's talk about the relations. Okay.
Okay.
So when we talk about relations, so job is associated to what? Job is associated to any company, right? It should by default it should be associated to any company, right? Without a company, there can't be any job,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So what you can do first, we have to go again, go there and go and create a setup,
Okay.
okay? And then now we are going to select for an object, look for an object, okay, and click on the object and now create new custom object. Okay. Here, now you are going to say um, a recruiting company. Okay.
Okay.
We call it as recruiting company. Avoid confusion. Companies. Okay. I will say this all again. I can keep this unique because company name should be unique, right? Recruiting company. They can have the
Yes.
same name. We don't have to need two. So I will say allow reports. I will say track field history. I will say uh, then I click on save. Now what I'm going to do is, okay. Now I'm going to create a. Now I will go to the object, right? And create this object. I'll go to the job object, right? This is the one I created. Now I'm going to
Yeah.
add a new field. Okay, this I'm going to add a new field. So I'm going to say this as master detail relationship. Okay, then
Okay.
then it's going to ask me related to what? Okay, related to a recruiting company, right? So that is what
Okay.
I'm saying. It is associated to a recruiting company, and click next. Okay, So then I'm going to click nothing, leave it as is, all the default one. Click next. So you can say, so field names always starts with, it won't allow any spaces. So you have to specify the field name.
Okay.
Click next. Okay. So here it is, it is telling you that what are these are the profiles. Okay. We have so many profiles. It's asking which profile should have access. It is visible to all. And then it is asking to which layout you want to add. So we are going to add it to job layout. Okay. And then now save. Okay. Now see, you cannot create a new master detail relationship because record already exists. As I was telling you, whenever if your data exists already, right? So let me go
Okay.
to the job portal again. Let me go to jobs again, and then because this record is there, it is not allowing you because you can't have a child record without a master. So
Master.
yeah, so the always process is you have to create master first, and then you have to create the child object. Okay.
Okay.
No, that's fine. I will go and say now there is no data. Now it should allow me to create. Okay. So it allowed now.
Okay.
It allowed now. So now you can see if I go and look for jobs portal, now I click on new. Okay. So it says recruiting company is required now.
Yes.
So now let's go and create a tab. Okay. Go on setup and go in a tab. Let's go to tabs. And now click new and then select recruiting company. Okay. And then select whatever you want. And then click next. So then I have to ask like, basically these are the default profiles. For which profile you want to say default on. Default on means it's
Okay.
visible here. Okay. It's going to be visible here. Okay. But default on off means I will show you where it's going to be visible. So this is again what apps you want to allow. Okay. See, this is the app. Okay. This is
Okay.
the default on. Okay. This is a default off. Okay. I will show you the difference. Okay. This is the app.
Okay.
So what app you want to use. So for now, what I'm going to add this to call center. Okay. I'm going to
Okay.
add this to call center. Okay. And then click save. Okay. So by default, it is showing recruiting companies here. Okay.
Yeah.
If I specify by default off, then I have to click this one. Okay. And go to the sitemap and then I have to select.
Okay.
So by default, if you want to show it here, then you are going to specify default on. If you want to show it in a sitemap, then you are going to specify default on. Whether which one you want to show it application or not. Suppose if I go to the marketing, you are not going to see the job one at all. You see that?
Okay.
You see jobs, but you don't see the recruiter, right?
Recruiter.
Right? So then you have to go to again to this one. So here it should be available here. Suppose if you go and specify customized tabs, and then it should be, you go to the customized tab, you go to recruiting application, recruiting companies, and then move it here and then click save. Okay.
Okay.
Then it is going to be available in the market here in this one. So two things, the visibility is controlled at tab level, the visibility is controlled at application level, and also visibility at customizing your own tabs. Okay.
Okay.
Now that is not a security. Okay, you are by default we are giving, even though the users have access, we are just controlling the visibility. Okay, you are not really
Okay.
restricting. Okay, the controlling
Okay.
visibility is different from restricting. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's go back to the call center, the whatever we added there. Now I go and click on recruiting companies. Okay. So now I am going to add a recruiting company name. Okay, Cloud Asian Technologies.
Okay.
Okay, and then click.
Okay.
Okay, now I can now I have a job because job is a child record. Now I simply can add a record here itself. Salesforce,
Okay.
okay, developer. Okay, we got that right. Now we have
Yes.
to go to company. Now that is a master detail relationship.
Okay.
See, if I try to delete master, let's see what happens. Now if I go and see jobs, okay, there are no jobs
Yeah. Everything is arranged.
because it deleted it. Okay,
Okay.
so this is a master detail relationship. So now again I go back and I create this recruiting companies. Okay, and click new, then add cloud technologies, and then save, and I'm going to add job in Salesforce developer, and then save. Okay, so we have a recruiting company. We have this is we already see all the look and feel is coming from parent.
Yeah. Paid recruiting company.
Yeah, parent is deciding all the look and the colors and things like that. It is decided. Now let's talk about a lookup relationship. Okay, so
Okay.
when we talk about a lookup relationship, okay, maybe let's talk about locations. Okay, so job is going to have a location, right? Okay, say assume that we are going to create a object for location. Okay, job
Okay.
location. Okay, so now I'm going to create an object and create a new custom object and call it as job location. Okay, we call it as job plural job locations. Okay, now I can location name can maybe I will put this as text only. Location name I will keep it unique.
Look, what kind of data types we have here? Text and
Text and auto number.
okay, autonomous. Yeah, I know it.
Here only for this one. Okay, only for this.
Okay.
Okay, not for the customer, not for the custom fields. Okay,
Okay.
now you click on save. Okay, now what I'm going to do, now I go to the job object. Okay, now I want to go to the job object. Sorry, I want to go to objects. Or another way to quickly reach is if you go to setup, right? Okay. So
Yes.
here you already see and see, already, there will be recent items will be there. You can go there
Okay.
and you can click new. Okay. I'm going to say lookup relationship now. And then
Okay.
next. Okay. I'm going to say job location and then click next. Okay. Field name and then I say next and then next. Okay. And then save. Okay. Now I'm going to add tab for job location. Tab, then click new, job locations, then select whatever you want, then click next, then click next, and save. Okay, so now if you go to job locations, okay, I'm going to add one job location. Okay, so I'm going to add
Okay.
Austin and then I will put Texas. Keep it simple. I don't want to make it more complex. Okay, so now I go to now I what I do before I click on jobs, right? Let me go to jobs now, right? I have one job. Now add, I'm going to edit and then add Austin, Texas, and then save.
Okay.
Okay. So now, if you really look into that, this one is location, and this is the Austin, Texas, right?
Okay.
So the way to look up relationship, if I edit and I can remove this and then save. Okay.
Okay.
So the difference between lookup and master is child always should have a master for a master detail relationship. But for
Okay.
lookup, you don't have to have a master for it. So that
Master.
means you don't know for lookup. If you want to put in data, you can put the data. You can also suppose if I edit, okay, and I'm going to add Austin, Texas, okay, and I'm going to save this record.
Okay.
Now I go to job location, okay, and I'm going to Austin, Texas, and I'm going to delete it, okay. If I delete it and if I go and look into my jobs, I and I click on that, I still have job, but only thing what I'm missing, location is not
Job
there.
location.
Yeah. Okay. But in a master detail relationship, if you delete the parent, if you delete the parent, it's going to delete the child as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the relationship between the master and lookup and master detail.
Master detail.
Yeah. So we'll talk about many to many. Okay. Maybe tomorrow we'll meet again and we'll talk about.